Alright, Hazemig here. So still doing the intake on the Galant. Not really sure what I'm gonna do. So here's what these are the different like air canisters that we have. A lot of cars nowadays don't use metal air canisters or air boxes anymore. They're, well, for one thing, it's like heavy as shit. Look at this. So anyway, these are the three different kind of air boxes or air canisters I have for this Galant. One of them, I believe, was for an Eclipse. I think this one might be for an Eclipse. It's the same one pretty much. But anyway, so this is the 1Chi math right here. And actually, I got something else to show you. Okay, ta-da! I actually have 4 different intakes for this Galant. Which one I'm going to use, we'll find out. But anyways, I think what we're gonna wind up doing is using this one. So what I'm gonna do, so this is the math right here, and basically the canister goes on top like that and it clamps on it. Pretty simple, not too tough. Boy, I know it's a pain in the ass to get the air filter out of there. This is like one of the crappiest air filter designs I've ever seen. I don't even know what the stock 2G Eclipse turbo intake looks like because I never had it. But yeah. So I'll go over all of them. So this is the most simplest one. This is the one that was on the car right now. So basically, what they've done is they've made a high flow intake by just chopping the canister off at the base here. So they basically just cut the whole canister up, and then they leave the can open, and then this just all this does is it helps clamp the filter onto the MAF here. The MAF is just bolted onto this thing. The MAF is just bolted on the back of this thing. Let's see there. And then that goes to your turbo. And that goes to your turbo right there. So this is probably like, the best flowing one because it's open. It exposes your air filter to everything. Let me get my filter. Oh, speaking of filter, let's go check this out. So this is my drying rack for K&N filters. This car has a K&N filter. Looks like it's still in pretty good shape. It's nice and rubbery still, a little bit. But yeah, that's the K&N filter for it. It's pretty nice. It looks still like dirty. Anyway, I cleaned it. With the basically you just spray it with the K&N filter cleaning stuff, and then you leave it on there for a little while, and then you spray it with you spray it with a hose or something or water, and then you get all that cleaner off, and then you let it dry. So I've been letting it dry for a whole day. It's dry now. There's a lot of water in it. This is kind of a bitch to clean. At least to let it dry. If you have a K&N filter, it takes don't expect to drive the car right away if you're cleaning it. You've got to dry the filter. The best way to dry the filter, from what I've seen, is to leave it on a hot day. Leave it inside the car. And then it's like it becomes like an oven in the car, and it dries it right away. Anyway, so yeah, so this basically goes over this like that, and then I have to put the K&N filter oil on it still, but basically there's a red oil that you spray all around it if you're not familiar with K&N. So this is the highest flowing one. Our next highest flowing one is this guy right here. That bad boy. So basically it's the same thing as this one. This one right here is the stock one. I think there's looks like there's some kind of snorkel here. A cold air snorkel is what it is. It's a cold air snorkel. And yeah, so I think this is the stock Galant one, and this is a stock Eclipse one right here. But this one is totally different, actually. I'm looking at it, it's totally different. I wonder if it even fits on there. Oh, also an interesting thing to note about these: there's only one way these go on, and to help align it properly, there's a notch right here. You see that notch there? And then there'll be another notch somewhere, like right here. Right there's another notch. So basically, line those notches up. That tells you how to put the filter on there. So that one actually fits too. So that's okay. I don't know what these little tabs are for in there. I don't know. I don't know what the stock filter is. The stock filter is like a paper filter, basically. So yeah, that goes on there like that. But anyway, as you can see, it's exposed on the bottom, on the top. Or actually, this is the part. This is the part facing the radiator. So I can't use this because, well, basically what they did. This is kind of weird. I don't know how this. Oh, yeah. So this is just basically they just use like a kind of like JB weld to put this on. But this one actually has rivets. So this is a totally different intake. Like I said, I think this is from an Eclipse. I'm not 100% sure. It came with my car, so because the mounting brackets are totally different. Or maybe this may be the stock one. I don't know, but this one looks like the stockest looking one. So basically they've taken this part out. Yeah, they've taken this part out. The can looks different though. So the snorkel thing is gone. So this one flows a little better, but you can see through it, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna like that when they smog my car. Because here in California we have visual smog inspections, and they check to see if all your shit looks stock, you know, and that does not look stock to me. So that's a red flag right there. So I gotta try to get this guy onto the car. So I'm having a problem with this bracket here. I think I'm gonna have to lop this bracket off. So here is my my fourth intake here. So this here, ooh, is somebody's special work here. So I think, I'm not sure if this is the stock Galant one either. This one's different also. What the heck? So I don't know, man. There's a lot of different air canisters for these cars. I'll tell you that. Yeah, this actually does not look the same. But as you can see, so anyway, what this puppy is, I bought this off of some dude on Galant VR4.org. I think I paid like $120 for it. That's a pretty good deal. I think I did. It comes with a bunch of sensors that don't go anywhere. Yeah, you're gonna have to take these off because they're gonna be like, what the heck? Where did these go? But anyway, I think these are the boost control solenoids. Boost control solenoids go on here. What this does is it controls your boost. Basically, this is your boost controller, the stock one. And yeah. So anyway, it's supposed to go on here. So that's probably what these brackets are for. I'm missing. But we're not using it. We have manual boost controller, so we can set our own boost manually. So we're not using these. So that's why they're not on there. And they're not connected. The car doesn't seem to care because it's an OBD1. But anyway, what this puppy is it looks like it's a stock. It's like a super stealth filter, super stealth dealie. Basically, it's a third. This is what you call a 3G MAF. This is a 482 MAF, Mitsubishi one. Supposedly you can get these off a Mitsubishi Montero or something, and they flow just as much as a 3G as a Evo MAF, the ones that are in Evo. So they say it's pretty much equivalent to that. So this is the cheaper one because obviously I guess there's not as many. There's probably more Monteros than there are Evos, you know. But anyway, this has a little adapter plug here, so you can plug this into your stock wiring. So yeah, so it adapts this to stock wiring. And you just plug it in. So it's a little adapter harness. So that way it'll work on your car. But the problem with that, the reason you want to change a MAF is so you can get more airflow into the engine. The 1G MAF is very restrictive from what I heard. It's the most restrictive. the 2G MAF, if you ever seen one of those guys, has a weird oval shaped shape to it. This one is just round, so it's kind of easier to work with. So it looks like it's got the little honeycombs inside. So it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, you see the honeycombs. So basically, what this contraption is a 3G MAF that has been mated to look like, well, that has been mated to a stock air canister looking thing, so it looks stock. Pretty ingenious, if you ask me. So basically, I think it's just basically, I think it's plastic or something. It might be plastic or metal. It's something. They use something here and they cut this out, and then they put a gasket on. So the gasket's still good. And they bolt it onto here, and then they screw the cover on. They got rid of these guys, so these aren't there anymore. And then you can unscrew. Well, basically, you take these screws off, and then the whole canister comes out, the outer part. So technically, you could run this with the open filter, like this one right here, if you just take this off. But anyway, it's there for stealth purposes, to make it look stock. It's sleeper, baby. That's what it is. But anyway, as you can see in there, there's a nice like a K&N filter in there. I don't know if it's K&N filter. It's not red. It's supposed to be red. But yeah, oh man, this thing has some heft to it. It's really heavy. So yeah, and it's still got the snorkel in there and everything. It looks stock. So anyway, I will one of these days. It's supposed to rain the next couple of days, so I'm gonna go play with putting these in the car. The last thing I had to do is try to make the intake look stock. I have the stock piping. I don't want to put it back on because one, it's a pain in the ass, and two, well, maybe I will. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will just put it back on. Yeah, so we can see how the stock piping goes on the Galant, and compare it to what we got on there right now. Right now, actually, what's on there right now is really good. I'm really impressed by it. It's basically this guy and then that attached to that guy. So there it is. So those are what I'm thinking will happen is, if I want to use the hard pipe intake, we're gonna have to cut this out. The intake is actually in the wrong place. They had relocated the battery, and I'll show you this in the engine bay later. But they relocated the battery, and they moved it to where the washer reservoir was. And basically, it's kind of like where the fuse box is. This is actually supposed to be right next to the fuse box, and right now it's below the fuse box. It's closer to the firewall. That's not where it's supposed to be. It's actually where it is in the second gen Eclipse. So yeah, it's exactly where it is in the second gen Eclipse, at least on my Eclipse. So, which is a better design. The stock piping, it kind of goes up and makes like a 90-degree turn and goes into the airbox. He told me that it leaks and shit, and it's got like rubber plastic accordion piping. It's not good piping, but we'll see. Maybe we'll just do that. I don't know. That way we don't have to modify anything. But yeah, we'll figure something out. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed my quick intake vlog. This part of the intake vlog where I show you all my different intake goodies, and we'll go over the stock hoses, the intake hose that goes to the back part of the air canister later. All right, please look out. So yeah, it's gonna rain the next couple days, so I'm not gonna work on the car. Stuff's just gonna stay. Oh yeah, I never explained why I can't install this right now. The reason I can't install this right now is you need this flows more air than the stock MAF. Oh no. Okay, so what happens is it's gonna say there's more air coming in. It's gonna think there's more air coming in, So it's gonna basically it'll make your car run leaner. And so usually what you have to do is you have to either flash your ECU and say, hey, you need to inject this much more air in, or like, you know, just tell the ECU, hey, this is the map that you're using, this is the compensation you got to use, or you can put bigger injectors. So it'll run. It's supposed to run leaner, so you can put however size injector that's in there to compensate for that. But I have the chip and all that for it, but I don't want to smog it with this on there right now. I don't know if I'm gonna use this or not, but it's pretty cool. It's like I said, it's super stealth intake. if you want to do a math upgrade on your car, but I don't know. We'll see how the 1G math is. Really, I only want to run like 14, maybe like 16 psi or something. So I'm not looking to go big power on that car. I want reliability is what I want. So it's pretty fast as it is now. I have it set at 14, and when it's really cold, it boosts like 16 anyway. So yeah, I just want it to run reliably. I don't want it to lean out and explode or anything. But that car is capable of making a lot of power. But anyway, you may hit fuel cut, or you know, something wacky will happen with the ECU. And if that happens, we'll put this in. But yeah, I'm probably just going to use the 1G math. Keep it simple. We'll see. All right. Here's me out.